Hello friends and welcome to the weekly moon update. In these videos, we talk about the moon energy for the current week, as well as a little bit of astrology. And we've got another week where we've got a lot of astrology to talk about. And we have a new moon in Taurus happening at the end of the week. If you are watching this video live when it premieres at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday, hello and welcome. I'm so glad that you are here. If you are not watching this live, remember that there are always timestamps in the description box below so that you can jump around to whatever part of the week you might happen to be watching this, as well as just jumping directly to the oracle message. And we have an extra crystal oracle card for us today. So I'm really excited to jump into this new moon week. So let's get ready for the week of May 11th through the 17th. So most of the things happening this week are happening at the end of the week. So hopefully we'll get like a nice start to this week so that we can prepare to whatever the heck happens at the end of the week. So firstly, our new moon is happening on Saturday. So we have 3 conjunctions happening this week. Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So hopefully, if you didn't get a chance to, in last week's video, I was talking about there feels like there's this need to create a nest and a safe, sacred space in order to retreat to whenever you need it, to recharge whenever you need it, and to just have this place to come back to. I think we might be needing that a little bit this week. So hopefully if you didn't do it last week, create a nice, cozy, sacred space. This can even just be a pillow fort. Like, I think I'm going to need to get like a nice big pillow to sit on in front of my altar. Just be a little kid and create some sort of comfy, cozy, sacred space for you. This could be your bed. I mean, make sure that your bed is, put your favorite crystals next to your bed. You've got your water. Maybe you have like a cleansing spray, your favorite crystals next to you. Have some sort of place that you need to retreat to. I think that's going to help us all get through just the craziness that keeps we keep hitting with like news story after news story, and all of these big astrological shifts are really shaking things up, especially when Uranus is involved. So if you haven't already, I think it's going to be important to create some sort of comfy, cozy, sacred space where you can retreat to and recharge and rest and relax. So a good day to take care of those things would be between Monday and Wednesday before the other astrological things start shifting. I mean, actually, this one might not feel too crazy. I think it's more the end of the week, the Uranus one, that might feel a little bit crazy. So we're starting off this week with a waning crescent moon. So we've got low energy, and Pisces. So we've got low energy happening at the beginning of the week. So that's why I was telling you last week to prepare, get ready, because this week is coming whether we want it to or not. And I'm just saying that, like, I don't think the things happening this week are going to be too crazy, but like, we just went through some craziness. So I'm kind of just like, I'm running on low energy as it is. So maybe some of you are feeling that as well. And I'm just tired. I just want to rest. So we've got a waning crescent moon pretty much the entire week. And then on Sunday, we'll have our waxing crescent. So very low energy because we have a new moon week. Even though it's happening on Saturday, I think we're still going to be feeling it, kind of like our energy just waning all throughout the week. So like I said earlier, we're starting off the week with Pisces, which is not my favorite to start the week off with a water sign. And Pisces just makes me feel dreamy and spacey. I feel good on Pisces days because it is my rising sign, but like it doesn't make I'm not very productive. And I don't know why. I feel like I don't feel like okay or like I've accomplished something unless I've accomplished something, like unless I've been productive during the day. I don't know if that's like societal pressure or there's like past traumas for me, or I don't know what it is, but I just don't, if I'm not productive, like I don't feel okay. And I don't feel like I can relax unless I've accomplished the things that I set out to accomplish. Like, I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. So I hopefully was able to get whatever it is that I needed to get done, like important things last week, so that we can just kind of coast through this week. Pisces is very intuitive. This would be a good day to maybe sit down with your reflection and intention section for the planner and reflect on this past moon cycle. Think about what you want your intentions to be. The cool thing about, or one of the cool things about Taurus is that they, like Pisces, just kind of have this belief that your resources are going to be met. So this is a very good new moon to be manifesting things. Like, what is it that you want? And like physical, tangible things. This is a good moon for like manifesting a cozy, sacred space for yourself, or upgrading something physical and tangible in your life, splurging a little bit with your finances or resources. So Pisces helps us kind of believe, and it's just very intuitive and reflective. So it's a good time to sit down with your reflection and intention section in the moon planner to just kind of like, really get clear about the things that you want to be setting your intentions around. And we're going to be in Pisces energy all day Monday. There is a long transition on Tuesday here. We've had this year has had very long void of course times. So starting at 6 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday, the moon's going to transition into Aries, but it won't officially be in Aries until 8:04 p.m. So if you kind of have like a sleepy, dreamy Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday might be the day where we're kind of like picking up and doing those last minute things that we need to get done for this week. Aries is that shot of espresso when you just need that extra kick, you need that extra energy. So it feels like Wednesday, and last week felt like this too, because last week had a Capricorn moon. It feels like Wednesday is just the day to get things done. And we'll be in Aries energy Tuesday evening, all day Wednesday, and most of Thursday as well. The moon's going to start to transition around 5:32 p.m. and officially move into Taurus at 10:31 p.m., which will put us into that new moon energy. So pay attention to the new moon energy times, because these new moons have been instantly shifting into the next sign. But luckily with this Taurus one, we have about 5 hours, exactly five hours and 1 minute of Taurus time after the moon is officially new. So the moon's energy is going to be waning until it's completely dark right before 4 p.m. And then that first sliver of light appears with our new moon at 4 p.m. So new moon activities, I would recommend, I guess, Thursday night or Friday night if you're a night owl, or Friday morning or Saturday morning if you want to do new moon morning rituals. I would like to get into the habit of doing new moon rituals during the day, because the moon is in the sky during the day. The moon is up there right next to the sun. So morning new moon rituals would be a good idea. I'm just not a morning person, so I've never really done that. But if you are a morning person, that just sounds like the most like a sunrise new moon activity ceremony, ritual just sounds so beautiful. And just remember that even though I'm sure like pop astrology is like, oh, new moon on Saturday. So people think, oh, moon energy is at night, but just keep that in mind that at 10:23 p.m. the moon's going to move into Gemini. And so we'll be in Gemini. The moon will be in Gemini all day Sunday, and we've got lots of Gemini energy happening on Sunday. But first, let's talk about this Sun and Mercury conjunction in Taurus, because I think this is going to kind of like enhance the new moon energy because we're talking about Taurus. And remember now that the new moons have been happening at the end of the sun season. So the sun will move into Gemini on the May 20th, which is next week. So we've actually got a little bit of a longer period of time when the sun is still in the moon cycles energy. So that's kind of nice because like I said, they have been shifting very quickly this year ever since that second Virgo new moon. So now we're going to be having the sun and the moon and Mercury all in Taurus around this new moon. So the sun is like external energy, outward energy. The Mercury is the sign of communication, and the moon is our feelings and emotions. So, and all of this is going to be in Taurus. So how does Taurus move in the world? I always think of, I know Taurus symbol is the bull, but I always think of elephant energy when I think of Taurus energy, that those slow, heavy, confident steps. And Mercury in Taurus has this very Taurus has this confidence to it. Saying what you mean and meaning what you say, maybe being a few words, like maybe just like if a Taurus says something that like you should listen, because they might not, Mercury and Taurus might not say things that often. So like it's like using little words to have a big impact. This new moon has this feeling of like solidifying things, being precise about things, saying what you mean, meaning what you say, leading with your heart. Just, I don't know how to describe how it's feeling. It feels safe. And like I said in last week's video, like I have not been feeling safe. And I think a lot of people in the world are not feeling safe right now. A lot of people in this country are not feeling safe right now. So we need this pause, this sacred pause to feel safe. We need to like recalibrate our nervous system and remind ourselves that like I am safe, I am protected, I am home. And I don't know how to describe it any other way. It feels like this heaviness, but like a good heaviness, like a weighted this new moon feels like a weighted blanket, and like you're all comfy, cozy, snuggled up and just feeling safe, which is very much needed in the world right now. So it's really beautiful energy. However, like this energy is happening Thursday and Friday. Chiron and Mars are making a conjunction in Aries. So yes, we feel grounded. Yes, we feel safe, but our wounds are still there. So Mars helps us. So Mars and Aries this is action. This is, what are we going to do about this thing? And this Mars and Chiron is like, what are we going to do about our traumas? What are we going to do about the craziness that's going on in this world and the trauma that is actively occurring? How are we going to take care of each other when this is all over? How are we going to heal our wounds? How are we going to actively heal our wounds? How are we going to talk about it? How are we going to, what systems, what actions can we take, what systems can be in place that are going to support us? Taurus wants to support us. Daddy Taurus, divine masculine, wants to take care of us and support us. How can we do that if we have all of this trauma, if we are constantly actively reopening past wounds and creating new wounds? So Mars and Chiron helps us kind of figure out, like, what steps do we need to take? What actions do we need to take to heal our wounds, to understand our traumas, to, do something about it. So I'm all for talk therapy, and I'm all for getting diagnosed with all the crazy things that are wrong with us. Like, we're here in Wonderland. We're all mad here. Nobody gets judged for their craziness here. I'm all for identifying and exploring and doing the shadow work, like 100%. But sometimes we can get stuck and trapped into, for example, anxiety. Well, I have anxiety, so I can't do that. It uses that label, gives us an excuse to say, to not live our lives, to say, well, I have anxiety, I can't do that. No, you have anxiety, you identified it, and you figure out some coping mechanisms to help you continue to live your life, not avoid your life just because of this thing. And anxiety is just one of the things. All of the labels that we can put on ourselves, well, I'm autistic, I can't do that, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Just because you have this disability doesn't mean that doesn't give you an excuse to not live your life. So I feel like Mars and Chiron like gives us an opportunity to take action on healing the wounds that we have, the traumas we have, and not just like slapping a label on it and ignoring the rest of your life or avoiding the rest of your life because of this thing. Chiron are the wounds that we live with. It's the wounds that we constantly relearn from and reopen and revisit and experience over and over again. We live with it. We don't avoid life with Chiron. We actively live with it. So I feel like Mars and Chiron gives us this opportunity to take action of like, maybe I should stop avoiding something. Maybe I should do this thing anyways. So make sure that you have your comfy, cozy sanctuary here to rest and recharge in case something traumatic is reopened on Saturday and Sunday, but we haven't talked about that yet. So make sure you've got your little nesty nest sanctuary here. And then last but not least, on Sunday, so the moon's going to be in Gemini, Mercury's going to be in Gemini, and so Mercury and Uranus is in Gemini. So a conjunction is when planets are within a few degrees of each other. So it's not just that they're in the same sign, it's that they're like really buddy right next to each other. So Mercury and Gemini, Mercury is ruled by Gemini. We're talking about communication. We're talking about expressing something. And honestly, I don't know if you guys felt the shift from Uranus moving from Taurus to Gemini, but I sure as heck did. So for the last 7 years, Uranus has been in Taurus. This was really difficult. Uranus is the planet of liberation and freedom. It shakes things up. It's like, and specifically in Taurus, it's like, oh, you feel comfortable and safe here? No, you don't. Like, it's ripping the rug right out from underneath you. It's taking the foundations and the safety and the comfort that you thought you had and shaking it up, saying, oh, you thought you were safe? No, you're not. So that's why we are really, with this Taurus new moon, relearning how to feel safe. How can we rebuild these foundations to give us a container, to give us structure, to give us foundation, to give us safety, to give us support? Because Uranus shook all that up. And honestly, I knew that this safety and this comfort and this foundation that I thought I had, I knew that it wasn't stable and I knew that it was crumbling, but I was pretending like it wasn't and trying to hold it all together. And that blew up in my face the exact day that Uranus moved into Gemini. Because it was like This is your last chance to like start to wipe your foundation so that you can build a new one. And I didn't, so Uranus did it for me. And then Uranus moving into Gemini is giving us space to have the conversations that we need to have in order for us to feel safe. Why didn't that foundation feel safe for you? And it's because I wasn't voicing that I didn't feel safe in this environment. So Uranus in Gemini gives us this opportunity to express that. What is the other side? What is the underbelly of things? It's unearthing the other side of the coin. So having Mercury here, I think Mercury, Uranus, so we're blending communication with liberation and freedom. It's giving us words for what isn't serving us, for what's not right, for what Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. This is community and compassion and humanity. Like, this is like giving a voice to the revolution, putting words to the things that we've been processing the last few years and that have been so appalling and shocking that we don't even have words for it. This gives us an opportunity to have words for it, for how the anger that we're feeling, the all the emotions that we're feeling. It's so many. So Mercury and Uranus is giving us this opportunity to put words to what we've been experiencing, to put words that maybe we didn't have words for it yet. Hopefully now we can. Gemini wants to talk. Gemini's the twins. They want to talk to each other. We want to talk about these things. We need to talk about these things. We need to talk about our wounds and our traumas and what's happening right in front of our faces, because we can't ignore it any longer. Our oracle message for this week is coming from the Forest of Enchantment Oracle, which is a new deck to us. And guess what? We got a dragon's nest. Nestled into a hollow in the rocks, a forest dragon guards her most precious treasure. Forest dragons spend most of their time in trees, nearly invisible in the tallest branches. But when it comes time to prepare for her young, a dragon mother chooses the most stable and grounded space to build her nest. Among the usual sticks and twigs, she weaves favorite jewels and trinkets from her hoard, fondly imagining her little ones discovering them as they learn to love all things shiny. Settled on the nest, the dragon may seem peaceful and approachable, maybe up for a riddle or two, but it really is best to just move along. Dragons are touchy at the best of times, and she is especially alert now to any possible threats. Above all, never disturb an empty dragon's nest. The mother may have only flown away for a moment, and her protective wrath won't take the time to discern your motives. Just step away quietly and observe from a safe distance. Whatever sparkly thing caught your eye, it is not worth the risk. The oracle's advice is guard those things that are most precious to you with extra vigilance now. Check the security of your home magically and practically. Look to the safety and well-being of those in your care, both human and animal. Bless your nest. Is this not what I was talking about all last week? And in this video too, we need to create this sacred space to retreat to. We're not hermiting, we're not hiding, we are just simply recharging in this space and having the things that make us feel the best around. Put your favorite crystals in your nest and make sure that you have like a weighted blanket right next to you, or put your favorite flowers. I love fresh flowers. Put fresh flowers in a vase and change it regularly. Your favorite snacks or your favorite sweet treats, having them, just having this little space. A nightstand is really nice to do this. Your altar is even better. But having, like, I have a little basket or bowl. I have baskets everywhere. I have baskets and bowls filled with like my herbal medicines and tinctures, my essential oils, my favorite crystals, so that they're right there. I kind of have a little spot in every, I have a little spot right here by my desk that has a little, like it has lotions and oils and sprays And I kind of have one of these little baskets or bowls like everywhere. I have one on my nightstand. I have one next to the front door so that I can grab something when I need to go. I have a basket that I carry with me in the car. So creating these little nests for yourself so that you can pick yourself up when you're needing to recharge, when you're needing to regroup, when you're needing to just come back to yourself. I also have like little jars that I keep. I've done a spell jar for like the essence of me. So if I'm out and about and I feel like I'm around too many other people's energies, I hold that jar and it feels like me. I actually need to redo it because I feel like I have changed and transformed since then. But still having this little jar that has flowers and herbs and oils, and it has salt for cleansing in it, so that like when I hold it, the intention is that like I am reconnecting to my energy. Oh, and sorry, there's one more message. Lore Keeper's note. Forest dragons always lay 3 eggs, which have a pearly sheen enhanced by moonlight. Wyverns lay only 1 egg, and unfortunately, they can be rather careless with them. If you find an abandoned egg, it is much more likely to be a wyvern than a dragon. Interesting. Protect what is precious, a possible threat, get your house in order, and hoarding tendencies. Our chakra card is a third eye chakra card, inspired visioning. When you perceive the world with depth and clarity, you empower your imagination. When you fuel your imagination, you are able to visualize and manifest what you desire. You have inside of you everything that you need to live deeply into your highest potential and your soul's greatest calling. Let go of fear and anxiety and ask yourself what a good next step would be. Begin today with a small gesture in the direction of your dreams, knowing that it is guided by source. So this card kind of has the energy that I was feeling on for Monday, for Pisces Moon Day, because Pisces has that like just imagination and that visualization. So it feels like we need to like kind of regroup, kind of like what I was saying about that self spell jar is like we have, especially after that Scorpio new moon or Scorpio full moon, we released all of the things that like all of the old parts of ourselves. We shedded that skin. And now this Taurus new moon is giving us this opportunity to like, what are the most important things to you? What are the most important aspects of you? What what is it that you truly want? Now that all of this other crap is out of the way, what is it that what are those few things that are left that you want to hold on to? So like what do you keep in your dragon's hoard? What do you keep in that basket or your nest that just is totally the most important things to you? It almost feels like needing to hold on to the most important things to you so that everything else can be swept away and we can rebuild this new foundation. Okay, so I am going to be honest. I purposefully picked 2 cards today or 2 crystals today because Sugilite is a very difficult crystal to come by, and it's kind of expensive, and you usually only get like this little tiny baby chip of it. So I don't know. I just felt called that we needed an additional crystal because with an Earth moon, I think it's going to be important to work with crystals and the Earth element. So I wanted something that like was more accessible that we hopefully all could work with. And I mean, hematite's very easy to find. So I'm glad that this second card came up because Sugilite's hard to find. But let's read the message for Sugilite. It's a master healer of pain and inflammation. It raises your vibration to counteract illness and assists in physical recovery. It's a cleansing crystal that supports the immune system, soothes frayed nerves, and prevents disease. Sugilite is also a stone of purpose and transmutation that powerfully opens the crown chakra for higher realm connection. The affirmation is, I am worthy of healing and I welcome all healing of all kinds. And I'm not saying that this is not an important stone to work with. I just think that it's not as easily accessible as some of the other stones. And I really like, I would love to have some Shugalite. I was looking at purchasing some when this card came up, but it's hard to find. And like I said, you usually just get like a tiny little chip of it. And so it's easy to lose, hard to come by, easy to lose, and a little bit pricey. So I would love, love, love to work with Shugalite. I think the message here too with a Taurus moon, it's important to remember that it does have a lot to do with your physical body as well. So Shugalite is going to be a good stone to work with for your physical body. Then we also have hematite, which activates the root chakra and is the most grounding stone on the planet. It's a potent binder of cosmic energy that helps contain unwanted forces and blocks energetic and psychic attacks. This stone roots you deeply in the earth's stability and balances the body, stabilizing your equilibrium and helping both ethereal and physical systems remain aligned. So hematite's one of my favorite stones. It's so cooling, it's so grounding. I have heard that some people struggle with working with hematite, feeling like it's too grounding, like it instantly jerks you down, but I don't find that at all. I find it so soothing and so comforting. It is very cool to the touch. So I'm a very kind of like heated, fiery person. So I love hematite. It totally cools me down, grounds me, and I struggle being grounded. So I really love hematite. Its affirmation is, I am grounded and connected to the earth. All right, so we've got a lot of things happening at the end of this week, and it feels like we need to really, it feels like our productive day is going to be Wednesday at the very least, but it feels like the priority of this week is to create some sort of space to think about the things that you have that you want to hold on to so that this new moon can help you call in more of those things, but also so that like when the universe is sweeping away our old foundation, we're getting ready to build this new foundation. Like you still have the things that feel like you still have the things that support your highest good, and you still have the things that are most important and close to you, whether that's people or physical, tangible things. So I hope that you're able to create a comfy, cozy dragon's nest for this Taurus new moon this week. And I just want to thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to see you on the other side of the looking glass again sometime soon. Um, um, Especially when Uranus is involved. Oops. Um, um,